Guys, it's us, Wonder Twins Activated, coming to you with our long-awaited Q&A video. Hubby was feeling better today, so he decided, or he agreed to do it with me. How you feeling?
I'm good.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So, what's up, y'all? We have a lot of questions, and we want to thank you guys so much for all your prayers for my stinker, y'all.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, y'all.
Prayer changes things. He surprised me with that video, y'all, that he did while he was soaking in the tub.
Oh,
I was like, oh, he's getting comfortable in front of the camera.
no, I'm
Look
not.
at that.
No, no, I'm
Yes,
not.
he is.
I said I'm not.
Yes, he is. He did it for y'all when we were in the restaurant, and I didn't know. He told me that tale he wasn't recording, but we're going to go on because this will be a long video. So, anyway, we
Yes,
have
me.
a lot of questions, and a lot of these questions we've already answered. So, for those of you that don't want to hear this, I understand, y'all.
Bicycle.
We love you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Peace and Love says, what do y'all do for a living? Careers, jobs, and are you happy in your chosen job or career?
What do I do for a living? We hustle.
Don't be telling them that, because you know they swear all black folks dope dealers.
No.
No.
Now I've been working in the hotel industry, hospitality industry for what 23, 24 years now. So
Yeah.
that's what I do. Stuff like meetings, parties,
Weddings,
Weddings.
anniversaries.
do it all. Weddings. What it 52 Saturdays in a year? At least 30 Saturdays be a wedding. We do weddings, so yeah.
So he do the setting up.
I like the
and
marriage part, but I'm tired of weddings.
He
So
he
that's
do
why.
the setting up and all of
Yeah.
that, and breaking it down and putting your tables and your chairs. And
Yeah.
all by him lonesome self. Okay. Yeah. What do I do?
Tell them.
I was asking you.
Oh, she but stay at home mom, full time homemaker. She do the most work. You know that she take care of all of us. She take care of everything she has to do, and then she have free time for herself to do whatever she wants. So
Do you like your job?
yeah, I like my job. It's all it's all right. But I want us to have our own business one day. So that's what we're working on. Well, as it is right now, yeah, I like my job. I like the people I work with. I got good bosses and understanding bosses. So
Mm-hmm.
you find when you get a blessing like that, so yeah, I mean, until God puts you in another, position in your life or remove you from that, you stay with it and be happy. So
Um,
it's
like he said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. At one point, when I did work, I worked several different types of jobs. I worked in housekeeping, and my last job, I actually was a preschool teacher, and I did that for, was it like 16 years total, but
something
not
like
in the
that.
same place.
Something like that.
Yeah, about 16 years total. Did I love it? Yes, I did. Do I love being a stay-at-home mom? Yes, I do. It gives me a chance to be at home and to be available for my children and my husband when they need me. Um, I get joy out of being home and preparing meals, even though I do it kind of late sometimes. I'm not Mrs. Clean, but I am Mrs. Fix It.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna come and be like, you might not see dust in my house. You will see dust, because I don't dust every day. But do I love it? Yes, I do. Okay, next one is Don Station said, how did you know he was the one to marry? And how do you feel about your date standing you up? Is there a limit
What?
on being, how would you feel about your date standing you up? And is there a limit on being stood up for dates? First question is, how did you know he was the one to marry? Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. I knew when that I could trust him with me. And I knew that when I was able to open myself up and talk to him and share my weakest moments with him, and he tell me it didn't matter. You know, down it was different points, but that was one of the starting points. One of the starting points was he came to my house for my birthday with all types of gifts, and he found a way to find out what I liked. He knew my colors. He knew what kind of shoes I liked. Everything. So he came with cards. He gave me nightgowns. He gave me shoes. All kind of stuff he gave me. And I'm like, how did you know? We had only been dating a short time. And I'm like, how did you know it was my birthday? He found out. Because that was something that I hadn't told him yet, because we hadn't been dating that long. Yeah. And he knew my favorite color back then was blue. And he knew I liked tennis shoes, and he had some, what were those? They were pink, white, and gray. I wore the sole off those shoes. Do y'all hear me?
What were they? Leather Reeboks?
No, they were Nike.
Nike Reeboks. I think that was Reeboks first. No, they was the Nikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
But that was one of the starting points, because he found a way to get information about me. You know, I didn't have to open up and tell him everything. And then down the line, just little moments, things that he did that just let me know he was a keeper. And I got to where I did not want to be without him.
Ain't that sweet?
I did. He was there. He pushed me to graduate, because I was at that point where I guess everybody around me was like, okay, you can graduate or you don't. Nobody had anything to say. Didn't ask me why wasn't I going to school. But he came that day. The Lord pushed him. Say, go and get her, and don't take no for an answer. And he did.
I took you every day after that.
Yeah, he took me to school. Me and the baby, we had a baby, and he got her dressed while I got dressed. He dropped us off, and he came and picked us up when he got off from work. Yeah. And he made sure when he came, he had diapers, he had milk, and he had my back. You know, that day was and little did I know when I went that day, that was the day to take the test to graduate. And so I had to sit down and take the test, and I walked. What was it, that next week?
She graduated with her peers.
With my peers.
With the school name and logo on the diploma.
Yeah.
So she made
my cap and gown and everything.
Yep.
And I think his mama paid for my cap and gown at that.
My mom paid for
it. Sure did.
Yep.
So it was little things like that that let me know that he was the one. How do you feel about your date standing you up? I don't like stuff like that. I mean, let me know if you've changed your mind, or if something happened. You know, just give me that. If you just don't show up,
there's opinion.
Yeah.
I'm about to say I ain't never stood you up.
No, she's just asking the question.
Oh, okay.
I don't like stuff like that, because even if you don't want to be bothered with me, or you feel like, just say, hey, I just can't make it. You know, you don't have to go in detail, but just don't leave me hanging.
Right. Okay.
Is there a limit on being stood up for dates?
Yeah,
one time.
That's it.
One time. I mean, if a person don't show up and then you hear from them the next day and they have a vital reason, I mean a really good reason, like they were in a car accident or they were sick.
Yeah.
I mean really sick till they couldn't talk. Or, because if you at work, cell phones, you get a break. You get a break.
People have very tragic stuff that happened in their family, and then they go to that person, and then they don't talk to the outside world until they through, being around. But the thing about
even with that, that's a text message, and you could say, "Hey, I just can't make it tonight." Yeah. You know what I mean? I had something happen. I don't even have to hear your voice, but just let me know. That let me know right then and there. Okay, you need to let them go. Okay. Yeah. Pam says, "Do y'all have any certain way of letting each other know you're in the mood?"
All I gotta do is look at her, give her a certain look. That's it, and that's all. she that's
it.
I guess I can answer for her too. She give me that look, and it's on. So
sometimes we could just look at each other.
Yep.
It's just a
we
look.
Know. It's a look, and we know.
And then I instantly start smiling, you know, or I just drop my head in bed.
Yeah.
Only my baby. And that usually be what I say, only my stank, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll look at especially when we at parties. I don't know what it is about parties that get our juices going. You know, I don't know.
She see me cross the room, or I see her cross the room, and I look at her, like, just give that look, and she'll be like,
that just be it.
That's it. So it's very easy for us. We know each other.
We don't even have to say anything.
Nothing. Yeah.
Now, I'm finna put this out here, okay?
What?
And one of at the end of one of our live videos, he asked me something personal. So yeah.
When?
The camera, you thought the camera had cut off, and you began to ask me something, but it was still recording.
Man,
and one of my boo babies actually say, Reese, I think it's something on your video you need to hear. And I went back and I was able to, Lord bless, I was able to erase that part. He did, you did, and you know, hey, we human, and things like that happen. I'm hoping. I'm gonna have to give him a signal sometime. Hey, wait a minute. Don't say nothing yet.
I'm gonna be me.
But sometimes he'll just come right out and say, hey, I just need, I need a little bit of your time. It depends, if it's one of them days when he know I ain't catch that eye signal. He'll just come right out and say it. Trinity 300. What is a good piece of advice for a newly married couple of 1 year?
That's easy. 1 year after all the little honeymoon sex and all that, and y'all got the best thing for you to do is watch you have each other back when trials and tribulation come. You got that child. That's where the trust come in at. No, somebody say, girl, I seen Galen or Galen did this. No, say no. You find things out for yourself, but don't assume that, because people sometimes the devil use people to come in there to stir up stuff in your life, especially after that first year, that honeymoon period. The first 3 years is a honeymoon period, but that very first year, oh yeah, you're gonna get tested a lot after that first year. So that's it. What you do is you know who the person. First of all, you got to know the person you're marrying. If you know them like you think like you know them, and don't believe nobody else before you talk to that person who you're married to. Trust them, have their back, listen to them. Don't listen to outside people. Don't ask outside people for advice. Only if you know. I'm using us as an example. You know we've been married for a long time. And you say, well, I still see the spark between them. Okay, then you can ask us some stuff, because we've been through some stuff. So we, or someone like us, it's a lot of people out there that you can turn to, but you gotta listen. Don't trust nobody else. Trust your friend, your mate. Listen to them and bike them.
I would like to add, in that first year, don't have any expectations as to what you think marriage is. There's no expectations. Marriage is per couple, okay? Because there's no blueprint on it. One thing you do have to believe in, you have to believe in God. The two of you have to be on one accord with God. Seriously, y'all have to talk to each other. Talk with each other, pray with each other, pray over each other. Y'all have to read the word together. Y'all got to believe together, okay? You got to put him as that third core, and I'm so serious, because there's going to come a time in your life, now that y'all are, even if y'all lived together before y'all got married, it's different once you say I do. You know why?
Yeah.
Because the devil don't like marriage, okay? And God ordains marriage. He agrees with marriage, okay? And so he's going to come, push buttons. You might start to see some things that you didn't see before. You be like, wait a minute, but you got to learn how to deal with it. Yeah. And it's not really, that's what you need to do that first year. But throughout your entire marriage, is you got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to surrender. who you are, and I
And
don't
you
mean
gotta
give
be-
up your beliefs in
No,
God
no,
and
no,
that
no,
kind
no.
of stuff.
And you got to be willing to compromise with one another.
Yes,
You got to.
When I say surrender you,
Yes.
that means you got to be willing to pray and ask God to change you. Even if you see something in that person that you know, hey, I don't like that. But sometimes we have some stuff going on in us that might see that person in a different light than what's really going on. So it's that first year, you got to know you. You got to know God seriously, okay? And y'all got to be on one accord. And when I say that not equally yoked thing is real, it is real. Because you don't want to be a believer and you don't want to be on that track of living your life for God, and you got a mate that, why you got to go to church today? You always reading that Bible. Get up and fix me something. You don't want that kind of relationship. You don't. Because when you take your vows, you need to be ready to take them seriously. Because even in that, if you got that kind of relationship, it's still until death do us part.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, you got to be serious about marriage. You got to know what it's about. It's not all about having a husband to pay your bills.
That's right.
No, it's not all about that. It's not all about having a woman to cook you food and
Or
give
have the trophy wife.
Yeah, it's not all about that.
Or I got the guy that's always he got this here. He got the right kind of job. He make the right 6-figure, 7-figure, whatever. You got to know that's the person, man. Whatever if I'm going through, I want to go whatever I want to go through. I want to go through with that person.
So even if you the breadwinner, well, he's normally the breadwinner, okay, makes the most money. Then all of a sudden they cut his hours, and you starting to feel some type of way. When things ain't picking up like you want, you got to be willing to be that shoulder for him. You got to be that support.
Right.
You got to let him know it's gonna be okay.
I got your back. That's right.
You got to be ready to
You
do
do
that.
something.
And vice versa with the man, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be able to, if something is going on with the woman that has changed, whether she got laid off or whether she's sick or whether it's something, he's got to be ready to be there for her.
Yeah.
It don't matter, baby. We'll make it work. And that's
right.
the kind of attitude you got to have, because he said you're now one,
You're
not
one.
just two individuals. You
That's
are
right.
two people that got to answer to God.
Sure
but when
enough.
it comes down to your marriage, you are now one.
You consider one.
That's right. And so it's a lot about it, and you just got to really find you somebody that believes in God, that's been married and knows and can help guide you. Okay? You talk to God seriously. You don't want nobody. And when my husband mentioned about don't listen to people, because see, sometimes we listen to our friends that might have been in relationships, but there's no longevity.
Yeah.
Some people could be on the outside looking in and don't know everything. Might not have walked in those shoes, but can tell you how to live your life.
Yeah.
And that's not it. And you just don't want to have somebody planting seeds that's going to make you feel better about your mate.
Your mate. Absolutely.
Hey, other things can go on that can make you feel better. You don't need nobody adding to it. Girl, you don't need him. He need to get out and get a second job. I already know that. But you need somebody that's going to be there. Okay, well, what can you do to kind of cut back on the bills? Is there anything that you can do? Do you think, you need somebody to encourage you, not plant the seeds of negativity to separate you.
Yeah.
Because a true friend wants you to stay with your husband. Now, if he beating the tail off of you, that's a horse of a different color.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a lot in it. And you just find once you find that person, you got to be ready. It's just like going to war.
And you'll know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definite purpose says, I have another question. 'Tis the season. Risa, do you attend Galen's company holiday parties yearly? No. Galen doesn't attend them. He don't.
They just it's just not. I like my immediate bosses. I like them. I like them a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, but the management part, it's just so everything's so fake, and I don't know. I guess and then at the same time, see, I like to drink when I'm at a kid. They don't want to serve us drinks or anything. We go to party, and then it's like a 2-3 hour party. By the time you get there, it's just not worth it. So my wife and I go somewhere else.
Yeah.
We go, what I'm saying? It's not that they're about going to company party just because it's with my job or whatever. I don't like, some people say, well, you just should go just to be around. No, I want to be around people I'm comfortable with. I separate myself from negativity the best way I can, most as much as I can. I be around my boss. My two bosses done met my wife. They like her, and I haven't met my underboss. I haven't met my underboss's husband yet, but I'm pretty sure I will soon. And the big boss, my boss, he's not married, but he's a good guy. You know, he knows my family. So other than that, until if they make it better, if they get it right, and they really put some time in, they don't put no quality oomph in it. To when they throw the Christmas party, there's
They
no
don't
care.
make you feel welcome.
They'll make you feel welcome.
Yeah.
There's no care, and that's why.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So no, we don't go to that. We'll go out somewhere that night.
yeah.
Or we'll do something at home. You know, just the two of us. Next question, Mary Steams. What is that? Is that Stearns? Cause I see your glass cracked.
Stearns.
Stearns. Okay. Risa, what's your favorite meal to cook for your husband? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess dressing. I like to cook the dressing. And I like to come up with meals, create them off the dome, and have him to taste it. And if he fall in love with it, I'm like, yes. You know, I like stuff like that. I like to get in my creative mode and get in that kitchen. And I don't talk to nobody when I'm in there. I'm like, you know, I be just throwing stuff in the pot. And I'll say, baby, come taste this. And he'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's it.
But it ain't nothing too particular for one favorite meal.
I just like for him to eat.
Yeah.
And he gonna eat it. If it's good. If it's good, he be like, no, baby.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that tastes.
I'll be honest. Yeah.
At what
like most
age
of her
does
stuff.
your children have to leave home? They don't.
I have no specific age, but we would like for them to. I want to know that they're ready. I want to see it in their eyes, like it was. I would like Ashley did. I want to know for a fact that they're ready. They got it. They got themselves. But I don't want to push them out and say, "Okay, you 21. It's time for you to go." No.
Yeah.
No. You have to let your kids find their own way, and that's what we do.
And, you know, especially dealing with college. If you have, we don't have that bank account that's laid out to pay for full college.
Right.
Okay, we don't. So,
Right.
myself, I'm like, okay, that's a burden. I know what it felt like to do the little college that I did. And now that you got bills, you got paying for college, and even if you get some type of scholarship, they don't give you full scholarships no more. And some of this, one book was $160, and it was this thin. I'm like, well, dog, you know.
Yeah.
And it could be $200 if it got a CD with it. You know, that kind of stuff is expensive. And to not have to put that burden on my child, I want you to get your education first. So when you feel as though you've gotten your education, okay, and then you're ready, you go ahead. But as far as me pushing them out the door, I don't.
Hey, Mom,
Yes,
look.
I see, buddy. The next one, get away from the table. I don't want the camera to fall. Thank you, baby. Tarshia Davis says, how did you know he or she was the one? Well, now you can answer that for me. How did you know I was the one? Because I answered the other one.
Ooh, man. I got several ways I can get there, but I knew she was the one when I hated to see her leave. I hated to see her go home, leave my house. It's like she was walking out my life. I knew she was the one when I hated to leave her house. I stayed there, like I told y'all in another segment. I used to stay there after school. And me, back then in school, I was popular. I had, it's a lot of girls, you know, I'm not saying I'm all that, but it was a lot of girls I could date and had after me.
Yes.
But it was something about Teresa that had my attention for big plans. But I still wanted to play my little field and stuff. But then it just started to sink in, man. What if she do this to me? You know, I'm like, man, I couldn't take that. I couldn't take. I couldn't take the fact that she could be in another man's arms or anything like that. But when I used to leave, when I know I didn't want to be without her. The next morning, wake up in the morning, the phone ringing. I'm calling her. She calling me 7 in the morning. I just knew.
Especially on the weekends.
Yes.
The
Oh
earliest
my
we
gosh.
could get up there, my mama would let me out the house. I was gone.
She was gone.
You
With
know.
me, we was together on the weekends all
Yes, because
day.
y'all know we started dating when I was 15. So, of
And
course,
I
there
was
was rules
16.
and regulations. He had to be gone by 9 o'clock at night.
But I used to leave like 11 something.
Yeah, don't come before
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Don't come before
too
9.
early.
Don't come too early.
Don't come too early.
And don't stay too late.
I knew she was the one. I knew that I didn't want to be without her.
I think they got a little better once Granny got to know you, right?
Oh, of course.
It didn't bother her,
That
but
was
I
my
can't say
baby.
that. I can't say that for the rest of the family,
Right.
you know.
I know.
But
I
I
got
know
on their
my
nerves.
granny.
Yeah.
She had her rules and regulations now. She didn't play about me spending the night off. I don't care how old I was.
Yeah.
She didn't play about that. But, you know.
But that's when I knew that I hated to see her leave, or I hated to leave, away from her. It's just like I was just like, hey, we supposed to be together. Stop.
Question number 2 from Tarshia is, do you believe being friends is the key? Yes.
That's one of the big parts of marriage. Being friends, but staying friends.
Don't you turn that. Put it down.
Being friends and staying friends. That's the key.
You got to be able to laugh together,
Yes.
cry together, get dirty together.
Yeah, got to be able to tell each other when they're doing wrong, or when they did something wrong, or what you didn't like about what they did or say, and living with it.
Yeah.
You got to talk it out. That's what friends do. A real friend going to tell you that was wrong. I got your back, but that was wrong. I don't agree with that at all. I did not like that at all.
You might not like it.
You might not like it.
Hey.
But you want a real friend to tell you what's going down for real. Tell me when I'm wrong. Tell me when I'm right. I appreciated that. You know what? You did the right thing in that situation. Then they'll know when they come at you that you're going to give your honest truth about whatever it is that they're asking you about. That's where the trust come in. That's friendship.
Leah, the Leah Ray Show. Hey, Stugger. This is one of my YouTube boo babies, and she is expecting y'all. I remember having a conversation with her all about this situation.
Okay.
That's one of my cutie patooties. She said, "Where did you work previous to becoming a stay-at-home mom?" I was working, like I said, in childcare. I was a preschool teacher. I worked at a church that had a school, and I was the back then they allowed instead of kids like 4-year-olds, 3 and 4-year-olds to go to public school, they allowed people to have their own private school, and the state would pay the person, and they had to be certified to teach this class. And so I was able to do it at a church.
She got all her credentials and everything. She had all her paperwork.
And she said,
I thought she was going to stay in it a while, but
I loved it. When I
Yeah.
tell y'all, I loved it. I did. Up until the end got hard. It did, because they began to come up with all these new rules.
I think that a
and
lot
all
of
these
stuff
new
changed.
programs that everybody had a different criteria. And if
They
it's
wanted
5,
you to do a lot more than you was doing.
Yeah.
Plus, still come up with the
curriculum and all of this stuff, you had to stay on task. And when you got 3 and 4-year-olds, y'all know it. And you cannot treat those kids like you do a 10 and 12-year-old.
Yeah,
They come in crying, and y'all, that's a whole nother video. But did I love it? I did. At the end, I knew it was time for me to go, because I was starting to go home aggravated. You know, it just was not. It was not fulfilling. There was no happiness there in me, and I knew that it was time to go with that. I did. It was just like I was just going there to sit there, because you couldn't get past because they want to come, and they'll come sit and watch you. Not the people that I work for, but these different agencies will come and sit and watch you. But yet you got to try to implement all 5 agencies in your curriculum or in your day. But if they come in and they don't see you doing what they want, they automatically put it against you. You know, you got strikes on your license. And I wasn't going for that. Why did you decide to become a stay-at-home mom? I had Corey, and he got sick. He had real bad allergies, and then my job, the hours got cut back, and they got to where they wanted me to come to work for an hour or 2.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that was it. I love them, and I still love them, and I keep in contact with them, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And then my son, he needed more attention then as a baby.
One second. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
How long have you been at home? I have been at home. Corey is now 7. So I have been home, 7 years now? Is it 7 years?
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a long time. Got to be more careful. Going on 8 years, yeah. I stopped working when he was a baby. And so that's a long time. And I know I would have to renew my entire license all over again if I decided to go back into preschool and all of that. Oh, okay.
It got to the point where, well, you know what happened with Corey. It worked out where she had to be home then.
Yeah.
I mean,
he had allergies
and still to
so
this
bad.
day,
Ooh.
to this day, he can't go 2, 3 weeks in a row without somebody calling Teresa to come get him. She has to be home with him. He's just a sickly kid, you know. From in time, you know, he have his good days and bad days. So
if we go a whole week and I don't have to pick him up, we good.
Yeah, it works for us though. We're good.
And you know, he sometimes it's a whole nother video. Is that Heathkin says, how do you decide what to cook from day to day? Basically, what we have a taste for. Whatever I purchased when I went grocery shopping is I kind of look through all of that and or either hubby say, baby, I want some neck bones today. I have neck bones. Even if I don't have any, he might go pick up some, you know. So it just depends on.
Sometimes we do it like a little house vote. We'll ask the kids what they feeling like, and then we'll weigh our options.
Especially if both of us are tired. Galen had got to one point where he was cooking more than I was. And if both of us are tired, then we'll eat out.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have that
out.
every man for themselves day.
Yep.
So, yeah. Without running out of cooking ideas. I don't think we run out of cooking ideas.
Yes, we do sometimes. I think so.
You do?
Yeah, we get bored sometimes, and we'll just start going out to eat.
Well, I don't think that's a running out of a cooking idea. We just don't want what we come up with. You know, we want somebody else's food.
We run out.
Okay. Okay, Daddy. He say we run out. We run out. Okay. Okay. Miss Burley Rand. Hey, Stugger. She said, just want to say, okay, she's not asking a question. Thank you, boo. Lakeisha Harding says, how often do you cook? Sometimes it's at least 3 nights a week.
Probably 3, and sometimes it's 2.
Sometimes it's more. Depends if he cook. If we both are cooking during the week, then it's more days.
Absolutely.
But I don't cook every day.
Yeah.
Usually when I cook, I'll cook 2 or 3 meals at one time, so that'll leave extra food for us. Most likely, when I do that, he'll eat like one of the other meals the next day. But after that, he don't want no more. He is not a real big leftover eater.
No.
Unless it's greens and oxtails and dressing. That right there. And ham.
Dang.
Other than that,
and
greens,
crabs.
dress, and crabs. That's what he'll eat leftovers.
I'll eat leftover crabs.
But anything else, he ain't cool on no leftover chicken and All that he might eat it.
Beans and all that. No.
No. Okay. Have you ever had a cook-off?
No.
No, because Galen don't cook the stuff that I cook.
No.
I just don't even feel the need to even.
Do something like
Yeah,
that.
because he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Maybe if he's venture out a little bit more. Maybe. What are some of the things y'all argue about most, and how do y'all get past it? We argue about a little bit of everything.
But they actually most. What do we most argue about?
What do we most argue about? Galen mouth.
I got a mouth. Sometimes I'm brutally honest. Yeah. And she don't like it. She said, "Well, you could have said that a little different." So, and she be right. But yeah, I could say that. Yeah. Yep. I got a brutally honest.
I'm recording, Jayla. Go. Bye, Jayla. You just gonna ask the question in a minute. No.
I got you in a minute.
Gee, Monday.
I'm brutally honest, and she don't like it sometimes. So
Yeah.
I do. Sometimes I might say it wrong or whatever, but those are one of my flaws, and
We have a lot
that's
of
my
things
story, and I'm sticking
that
to
we
it.
have a lot of things that we disagree
Of
about.
course.
So can we not?
Jesus. Who is- Bye. Y'all, hold on a minute. Turn it off.
They're going in.
They do it. They do it. Okay, come on. You got a room with a door to it and a TV. Thank you.
All right. What's next?
And how do we get past it?
Oh,
Sometimes I have to shut up and just don't say nothing to him.
yeah. Sometimes we'll get quiet for a little while, and then we'll come back, and we got to talk about it because I don't think she'll never say nothing if you don't talk. So,
Because I will
when
shut down.
She sometimes, if she in the room, she'll come back and apologize. She'll say, "Well, I was wrong. I want to apologize for that." Then, I'm easy. We'll move on.
Galen
But
is the one that even if he piss you off, he still wants you to act like ain't nothing happened.
You put
And that ain't
water under the bridge. Let it go. Move on.
I'm going to let it go, but some things I need to get quiet and deal with on my own. Because
There it is.
I'm that kind of person. Some things hurt. I'm a female, so words do hurt
Oh,
us
those-
differently. He got that skin like leather. Don't nothing bother him.
Boy, here we go.
Don't nothing bother him. Well, I told
Yeah,
a
but
lie. Some
we
things
usually-
do bother him.
We talk.
Galen don't like the word no.
Who do?
No, I mean seriously. He do not like the word no.
Who does?
About nothing.
Oh, come on, man. I don't get what I want all the time.
You sure don't, but he still don't like you to tell him no.
I don't-
Especially when he in a mood and he want things his
Oh,
way.
yeah. I get sometimes you want things to line up the way, how we are,
Yes.
man. We want things to line up in sequence the way, and then there's one thing go wrong, be like, man, look, hey.
He said the truth.
Yeah.
Besides the kids, what has kept the love strong between you two? I think just us being friends. I think when I say friends, I like his smell. I like his smell.
Yeah.
I like
her smell.
when he's in a good mood and he's sweet he is
I'm
now.
always in a good mood. Always. Majority of the time. Huh? Majority of the time? Wow.
He
that's
has
crazy.
some moments, y'all, that make me want to sit him out by the mailbox
I'm
with a
just
sign on
saying.
and take
I'm talking
him
about
free.
majority of the time.
Okay, majority of the time,
know.
he is sweet. He is loving. He's gentle. He's my honey boy, my stinker. I could curl up under him. And then he have them habits on sometimes. I say when he on his period. That's what I call him.
Wow, here we go.
That's what I say. He had them habits on. You go that way and I go this way. We have to draw a line
She's
between the two
saying
of us.
me, but it be her. She's saying I have my habits on. I only get in the mood. Just like you say when a no been told to me about something.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's not no mood. I mean, who likes the word no?
But he get in a mood to where he is funky. His attitude
I don't
sucks.
say nothing. I just don't say nothing.
He huff and puff, or the way he talk to you be on. He got that high pitched, aggravated, like screw you kind of tone to his voice. Y'all, yeah.
That's not true, y'all.
Hamburger. Did he just say that?
Well, but
some of y'all might know Galen is sometimes what they call it, possessive.
What?
Not possessive. What is it?
What? See, she creating stuff. She can.
He try to be controlling. That is.
Look, man.
That's why I told y'all he don't like the word no.
Huh?
Baby, you're not controlling.
No.
Sometimes.
I guess you say I am here, but look, it's a lot of.
Look at me.
A lot of us. I'm one of them. What I'm saying is a lot of men like me. I'm one of them. I'm talking about me now. Even if you've been in the military or not, we just have the military sense of thinking. Sequence. If something go wrong, sometimes it's easier for us to adapt. Sometimes it's not. So it's like I want things my way. No, I just want things to work out in this sequence. And so you get out of sequence, she be like, "Gator, things gonna happen, blah blah blah."
It don't have to fall in place.
No, it don't have to fall in place where we know this.
But he don't know how to deal with it either.
Let me finish. We know this, but I don't have to like it.
You do have to.
And so, but I did. I turn around but I got to turn around and you learn from it. That's all. I mean, we gotta look. Everybody got their flaws. That's one of mine.
And one of mine is because
I do like to be. I like things
stubborn.
to go in sequence. That's all to work out for everybody. But stuff happens.
Mine is I'm stubborn. Galen say people can't talk to me.
There it is.
It's not that people can't talk to me. Y'all can't talk to me.
See.
And the reason I say that because y'all know how I am. You know how I am.
No, they don't.
No, I'm talking about y'all, you and the children.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Y'all know what I like and what I don't like. Y'all know what to push my button and
yeah.
Okay, so that's if true. You know that and I ask y'all to do or I expect something from y'all, that's the way it should be. And if it ain't that way, then you gonna hear my mouth.
Didn't that what I just said, y'all?
No, wait a minute.
I expect stuff to go like this here, and if it ain't that way.
Okay, my point is the kids have days that they clean the kitchen. And they clean the house, the bathroom, that kind of stuff. Okay, that's my example. If they don't do it, you ain't got to come tell me why you don't do it. I don't want to hear it. That's the way I do. I don't want to hear it. Because if you stay up all night and I'm up and I'm listening to you, you had every chance to do it, then what you gonna come and give me some kind of lame excuse for? I heard you up on the phone doing this, then I cut them off. That's what they mean by they can't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah.
You gotta stop over talking people. You gotta listen to baby. Even though you be right, she be right.
I don't want to hear it though.
She be right most of the time. I give her that. She be right most of the time. But
it's not that I'm over talking them. I just cut them off. I don't want to hear it.
I know, but okay, that's a flaw.
That ain't no flaw. That's intentional.
Well, that's an intentional flaw.
That's not a flaw.
I mean, everybody have them. Okay, well, we go to the next one.
I say it ain't a flaw.
I ain't gonna win this one, so
because I'm intentional about it.
Okay.
Save your air, cause it don't make sense.
Okay, what's
All
the
right,
next
here
one?
we go. I would like to call you two the dynamic duo. Who was the first to say I love you?
I was.
And what makes you happy about each other? What makes me happy about him? Galen has a really good relationship with our children. You know, he didn't spend a whole lot of time with them when they were young. But now he spends time with them, like today, for I don't know how long, when him and my oldest son is off work. First thing they do on Sunday mornings, you know, outside of them having their alone time with God, is they go to the movies together. So this Sunday and was it? I don't
Two
think it was
Sundays ago.
2 Sundays ago. That's what they've been doing that ever since we've been in this house.
Yeah.
They've been going to the movies together. Him and my other son, my oldest son, and he has a relationship with each one of them. You know, I'm not as close to my kids like that because I've always been mama. Always, you know, we used to do things together. I spent more time with them when they were young,
Yeah.
and now he's spending time with them when they're adults, you know. So yeah, that's what I love. That's one thing I love about him.
So what I like or love about her is that was the question?
What makes you happy about each other?
Oh, okay.
That's just
What
one.
make me, what makes
The way
me
he is with me,
Yeah.
how he protects me, how my kids say he spoiled me, and if that's what you call it, then yeah, because we have struggled, y'all. We have gone through a lot together. We have been through death situations.